Divine Rising. It's like 3:30 in the morning. Actually, it's 4:07 a.m. But I am up because a lot of people are asking what is going on at this point in time. And honestly, those are answers that a lot of us didn't really have for you, so to say. I could only see like vague events and people standing around the TV screens and being in awe or being enamored, seeing all the different global celebrations that I saw last week, or I don't know how many days ago it was. It was a video I did. There was no tarot in that video. It was a message direct from source. So right now, what is happening is, it's funny, it's being shown to me like the movie Monsters, Inc. Like how in the beginning of the movie, they went in and they scared the kids and they said, what is that? It's like a light or something. There's no light over here. It's weird. Okay. How they went in and scared the kids and they used the power that they got from scaring those children to power the city. And then at the end of the movie, they realized that the power of laughter was actually much more powerful, and they changed the construct of the company. There was a change in leaders of the company as well. I want to say Sully took over the company from Mr. Water News. So right now, Mr. Water News is being dethroned. I don't know exactly what happens. Why is this light keep... That's so weird. I don't know exactly what's going to happen to Mr. Water News. But everything and all the models of what his construct and his version of that company were built on are being like trashed. Like, we under new management now, baby. We under new management now. So in a normal society, this could be like government restructuring. This would also be this would also be like companies restructuring themselves as well. This would be companies you know how like they put the benefits package there and it's like you get 7 days of PTO and 5 sick days. Work situations will be more free-flowing because it's almost like they started to realize that employees are happier, or employees work better when they're actually happier and when they can be properly compensated in the areas that need to be compensated. So more of a work-life balance. So now you get to spend more time with your children. You'll get to spend more time in nature. A lot of I'm seeing like a lot of different office buildings, if they'll still exist, or how they'll still exist, they'll be more I guess naturist or geared toward nature. So there'll be a lot more live plants being moved into facilities. There'll be more like health and wellness, and not just like insurance health and wellness, like I need to go to the doctor, but it'll be holistic wellness. So at this point, the people that are going to have the absolute most issues with all of these changes that are coming about, because the world is growing into a much more spiritual place. Let me turn this light on, because, alright, mind y'all, it's still like 3 in the morning. And I just woke up. The world is becoming a much more spiritual place, and the people that are going to struggle the most are the people that were either holding on to the concepts of the previous Monsters Inc. for dear life, because that is either all they known or they were part of that regime. So the ones who still want to hold on to that construct are the people who are going to have a really, really hard time in the next coming years. And some of them, I'm not going to say it's at no fault of their own, because it's almost like the programming at some point became voluntary, because so much information has been put out at this point that all you have to do is jump on social media for 5 minutes and there's a whistleblower telling you that there's something else out there. And whether you choose to be open to learning about this new thing or not is totally up to you. And if you're one of those people who have pointed fingers and you laughed and you poked at people and, oh, they must be on drugs, or you must be, okay. I want to see how those people are doing in about a year, maybe 2 years. When those same people who didn't believe in things like gang stalking and light workers and aliens and all the weird stuff that a lot of people, I hear, bastardize themselves. I guess people like myself have literally, why is this red? People like myself have literally had to bastardize ourselves. We've had to become the weird ones. We had to become the ones that people pointed at and they laughed at and, oh, I don't believe you. And let me know how that's working out for you. Let me know how it works out for you in the end. Because when those people sat around with so much doubt and they had so much time on their hands to try to discredit, to try to debunk, rather than researching, rather than picking up a book, jumping on YouTube, I don't know, sitting in some grass, taking your shoes off, going for a walk. Y'all had so much vigor in trying to tear down the very people who were trying to save your lives. The concept of free will is exactly that. Free will does not mean that you get to do anything and everything on this planet and there's no consequence for that. No. Free will refers to choosing to evolve. And choosing to evolve means accepting the learning, accepting that there's something else out there other than the things that you can see and touch and feel or whatever it is. That's free will. Free will is no matter what is placed upon you and all the, I guess, the pre-written programs, how much of it you accepted, how much of it you still uphold. Free will is another term essentially for I am choosing to grow or I am choosing not to grow. And those people who have taken that free will and they have done negative with it, and those people were solely based on physical power how big your house is, how nice your car is, the physical things. At this point, everything that Mr. Waternoose has created and siphoned energy from to build, those things have to be deconstructed. I'm seeing like orbs. Those things have to come down. Ow, ow. Okay, sit down. Sit down. Don't touch that. Sit down. So if your house, your car, your job was more important than your spiritual growth, your spiritual health, your humanity, your morals, your integrity. I'm hearing that song by Ari Spears where he's like, fuck a book, look at my dance, look at my dance. Oh man, that's crazy. Hold on. That's crazy. Ari Spears was ahead of his time. No. Age restricted. Alright, this cell phone is all janky these days. But I'm gonna try it. I was gonna like pause the video, but to make it easier for y'all, but it don't make it any easier for me. The time is still being put in, and I don't get paid for this yet too. Okay. Continue. No. Come on. Come on. I dropped this phone in the water a couple weeks ago, and it's been acting crazy. I guess at this point, what is it going? Rough Riders anthem. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. That might be relevant, but I don't know where it came from because I was over here looking up Ari Spears. of the message, I guess.
What you doing over here? Y'all go to this spot?
Terror Squad, lean back. Okay. Anyhow, I can't play the song. Can't play it, but it's fuck a book, nigga. Look at my dance. Look at my dance. So it's kind of like, yo, don't be over there learning shit. That's whack. That is lame. Why would you be over there doing that when you could be over here watching these bitches shake their ass? When you could be out here wearing this gold chain and sitting in these fancy cars with big rims and shit. Because that's the cool thing to do. That's what's cool. I hear they were led straight to Bedlam. Hey. Okay, Bedlam. Let me look up the exact definition of Bedlam. Bedlam. Here we go. A scene of uproar and confusion. An institution or care for the mentally ill. That's the archaic definition. So, lots of people, because of their refusal to step off of the wheel, to not use their free will to actually grow, are being led to the slaughter. Directly to the slaughter. If there is purring. At this point, again, if you rely fully in the 3D, you don't believe in anything outside of yourself, you don't believe in anything outside of what you can see and what you can hear, I would ask, how's Bedlam? But this is the separation of the wheat from the chaff. This is I'm seeing that movie. I want to say a scary movie. I don't know which part, but it's the one where they have like the alien invasion and they show Detroit and it's already like crappy and then they just add aliens in the next scene. I'm seeing something like that happening. So there will be waves of, I don't know if this is like an evacuation, a rescue mission, Saving Private Ryan. This is like, if you are a soul being, you have planetary ties outside of Earth. This is like your people coming to get you. I'm seeing a lot right now. Search and rescue. It's a search and rescue. I heard Buzz Lightyear's voice. You are not a space ranger. You have my pity. Pretty much. Disney movies are very, very telling. A lot of the movies are very, very telling, but they hid a lot of it in plain sight in Disney movies. Wreck-It Ralph, King Candy came in, locked up everyone's memories. He dethroned the queen of the game and made her a glitch in that society. which would be, in this society that we live in today, feminine energy is not treated with the utmost care that it should be treated with, because it's been dethroned, because everyone's memory has been locked away, because some crazy little man wanted to take over and have full control. And he was very flamboyant, might I add. Which also could be very telling. Whatever this thing is, I hear, that's ravaging our streets. Oh, interesting. Whatever the beast was that they have been feeding off of the souls of the innocent, it's like the ones that were innocent enough have all awakened and have stopped feeding this creature. So now the only people, places, things left to feed on are the ones who were upholding it. This is like being eaten by your own pet dragon. I don't know why I'm saying it like a dragon, or it's being eaten by your own pet dragon. Like usually, you walk around and your dragon would scare everybody else. You might have it eat a couple of other people. And this dragon is now starving because there's no more people to feed it. All the innocents are being, run away! Like I'm Finding Nemo. The EAC. I don't know if the EAC is important for some reason. Australia. Something about Australia. I'll probably be looking crazy. Sorry if y'all ever see me glossed over like that. I'm looking in my mind's eye, and I'm trying to process the visions of what exactly I'm seeing. So I'm not even looking at the camera at all. Dolorami. I saw a TV show recently. It was a kids show. I was watching it with my boys. Okay, the name of it, Kingdom Force, I think? No, that's not it. It was a TV show, and it had two kids whose parents were like intergalactic fighters or something like that. Their dad was like I don't think he was a hitman, but he was something important. He was like Dog the Bounty Hunter. And it was a cartoon. And they found a little space alien, like an innocent looking little space alien, in their garage after their dad came up missing. Their mom took her spaceship and she flew off into outer space looking for their dad because he had been captured. And turns out when she went back into that galaxy, she was like a princess from another realm, another planet out there. So and there was different planets that they went to, some that had like beaches and casinos and just different worlds. So I'm guessing Earthbound. I guess being Earthbound was supposed to be I don't know if this was supposed to be like a school. If this was supposed to be like a training camp or something like that, where people were supposed to come and learn. But now the people from the home countries are coming to retrieve their families. Because they had been given false reportings on how their family members were doing. I know a couple of weeks ago I did a reading, and it talked about if you send your kid off to college, and you know your kid, you know how you raised your kid, but this school is telling you that your child is doing all of this crazy stuff, and you're like, this something don't sound right, because that's not how I raised my baby. So you go check on them in secret. You go check and see, why are they saying my baby doing all of this stuff? And all in all, they baby wasn't doing all of this stuff. It was pretty much the headmasters at that school who were leading from a PowerPoint, who were leading from greed. I hear maniacal. They were maniacal beings, but this was supposed to be a guardian that was supposed to care of them. So this is like a divine being going rogue. Interesting. This divine being wanted to rival the Most High. And in this realm that they were given in order to control or to nurture, they were trusted to nurture, I guess, a certain section of the world or the galaxy. I'm hearing that song, Earth is ghetto, I wanna leave. Earth is the ghetto of the galaxy at this point. Yep. And the firmament that's put in place is to keep all those crazy people from Earth from trying to escape and go fuck up the rest of the galaxy, because they would if they could. They've been trying. Oh my God, they have been trying for so long to break out of the firmament. They cannot. So they do a lot of things on like surface levels to show how great and wonderful they are. Like I was speaking to one of my neighbors, and okay, so I own a Bible, but I am not a person who just sits and like reads my Bible, because I get the messages from the Bible. They get downloaded, and then I go and like fact check them and be like, oh, that's where that's from. Cool. So I'm telling her she said something about Dubai, and I was like, I don't want to go to Dubai because this tall building that they have there is a direct to God. And she said something about the Tower of Babel. And I guess when the Tower of Babel, which was in Babylon, when it fell, all the people were separated and scattered all throughout the world, and they were given different languages, so no one could understand each other, and they wouldn't be able to communicate to put the pieces back together again. Cool. So there's certain places on Earth that are modern day Babylon. I hear hotspots, different hotspots or breeding grounds. Some lands are consecrated. I guess that's why they're fighting. That's why like Palestine and Israel are fighting. One of those lands, I'm not the greatest at like geography, but one of those lands is one of the only lands on this planet that has actually, I guess, killed the demon beneath it, or killed its whatever plagued that land. Can no longer roam there. So that area is holy. That area is peaceful. They don't have to, or they should not have to live in constant defense. I keep seeing all kind of stuff. So, Earth is ghetto. So, if you essentially haven't evolved from a 3D mindset to more of a being open to the world as it's going to change and come at you, if you're stuck to what things are supposed to be like, and you have a construct of what relationships are supposed to look like, and if you come into this new atmosphere with any of that alpha male, it's not even just alpha male behavior, but it's just kind of like, that's not divine masculine behavior. Divine masculine behavior is very balanced. He's in touch with his emotions. He doesn't just fight them off or push them down, because the divine masculine has to be able to communicate, nurture, cater to, understand feminine energy. So he must have feminine energy within him, so he knows how to cater to that. If all it is alpha male, I'm going to control you, you sit and be quiet. Look, I hear, take me to your leader. So I think at this point, for me, it would be especially hard because I have a leader. Like, I listen. I'm a divine channel. I can talk directly to source. And the information that I receive, especially in order to relay it to other people, to tell them what's coming to them, to, if y'all can see like my inbox, or like just the conversations that I have in readings with people, and the information that I relay to them, and it's like, how did you know that? Or everything you said is coming true right now. A person like that doesn't necessarily need a leader. They need protection. They need nurturing. They need peace. They need space, room to grow. But for someone to come in and just want to lead with brute force is, for one, highly unattractive, because brute force doesn't exist in that person's world. And I swear, there's been so many times that I should have been kidnapped. Yep. I just be walking and doing stuff, and like, not that I don't have a sense of danger, but I don't have any fear. I have no fear. And a lot of people, when they meet me in person, they perceive me as being very, very innocent, almost ditzy. I'm not ditzy by a long shot. But I choose to live in a world that's peaceful. I choose to create an environment for myself where there is no struggle, no argument, no strife, where I'm not looking over my shoulder, because I know already that I'm protected. I am more protected alone than I am having this quote-unquote alpha male, because then I have to divide my covering to cover that person, and then this person is now draining my energy because we are not equally yoked. And at this point, that's just not something I'm willing to do. And I have no qualms about, I'm not going to say leading, but I have no qualms on teaching someone how to reach their own level of God consciousness, or how to grow and flow and become into alignment with the universe. But I'm not going to fight against anybody's ego. I'm not here to convince you or to reconvince you. If you come to me for a reading, if you come to me for information, I am not going to debate you. Nope. I'm not going to go against the grain because you already have that set stature of beliefs. And you have come to me, not the other way around. Anybody watching this video is completely voluntary. I didn't force you to come here. I don't force people to reach out for me for readings. Completely voluntary. And even if I am so given to give you a message, especially if you see me in person, if I give you a message and you see me in person, and you choose not to take that information, hey, that's your free will. But I promise you, you not taking that information has no bearing or any effect on my world. But it has every effect on your world. I hear shit to get off the pot. So right now would be a really, really good time, because I'm not going to bog myself down speaking to people who don't want to listen. Nope. That's why I don't argue with people in the comment section. You leave a negative comment, you'll be hidden from the channel. And it's not to say that your opinions are not valid. They're just not valid here. If you want a place to have a valid opinion, create a channel. Because Lord knows, over the past few years, I have become such a rebel. I've become such a recluse. Most of the only interactions that I'll get will come from my local grocery stores. I no longer want to be a part of the scene. I no longer want to be part of the in crowd, because most of those people within that in crowd are the people who's sitting around listening to "fuck a book, nigga, look at my dance." And I know I've encountered people who have known me previously, who grew up with me, who went to high school with me, who probably worked with me, anything like that. If you have known me anytime before about maybe 3 years ago, you don't know me now. And I'm okay with that. But you'll have to be okay with that too, because when you meet me in person and my conversation is different, and you have to level up now in order to speak to me, because I can't even possibly bring myself down to speak to you. And that's not like in a cocky sense, but it's just kind of like, there's so much more things that we could talk about. There's so many more things, more areas of life than we can explore than sitting around gossiping, than sitting around talking about sex. And it's so much that exists outside of just the normal shit. And I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of times I get bored. I get very, very bored meeting the same people over and over and over and over again. And sometimes you just want to believe. You want to believe that every person that you meet is going to be different. And they're going to be fun and exciting. And for like the first 5 minutes, maybe. And then they explain themselves, and it's kind of like, oh. Like, and every meeting that you have with a person is kind of like, do I want to accept this big ass ball of trauma into my life? Because I could see how me just meeting certain people, most people, I can see how having that person in my life is going to affect me, whether it be in a negative and or positive way. And if it is going to affect me in a negative way, because that person has not worked through those traumas or whatever the fuck they got going on that keeps them from being great, I'm not going to deal with that shit either. If you don't want to deal with it, what make you think I want to deal with it? Exit stage left. Some people are just not worth the time. And that's okay. There's a group for you. There's a group for everybody. And we'll each grow at our own pace. But if you're on the side of not wanting to grow at all, you've already made your choice. I don't like being on video. I don't like being on camera. For the longest, I wanted to start, I was pretty much told to start a channel about 2 years ago, but I didn't start a channel until maybe 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, somewhere in there. And I don't do it to be popular. I don't do it for notoriety. I don't care. I don't care. I want to get the messages to the people who need them at this point. I want to get the messages to people who are like me, who one day, not gonna say you're normal, but for people whose gifts are growing, for people who want something better, you want something new, you want to learn how to manifest, you want to learn how to become a master builder. Sure, stick around. We could talk about, I would love to talk about stuff like that with y'all. I would love to. Because right now, tarot's boring. Tarot's boring because all it is people who want to apologize because they did you dirty and they want to say sorry. And go do some character development. Go do character development. I don't like doing relationship readings. Like when people contact me for personal readings, if it comes out, sure. But if you are already questioning your relationship, then we both gonna be side on your shit. You knew something was wrong when you brought it over here. Like, on a note like that, save your money. Save your money. Because once you work on self-development, there will be lots and lots of information that will be downloaded to you that is going to teach you how to interact with the other people. You will know the signs, the synchronicities. You will know how to tell if someone at that point is in alignment with you, with themselves, with the universe, you will be able to tell what this person is bringing to your life. But in order to get to a point like that, most of us will have to sit in solitude. You will have to isolate your own energy, get to know your own energy, so that when you are sitting by yourself, you have to deal with that shit that runs through your head that you don't want to deal with. And that's okay. Because after you reach a certain level of consciousness, you won't need a relationship reading. Because you'll already know. No one's intuition is stronger than yours. I say this often. I am not inherently more psychic than anybody. I am psychic because I believe that I am psychic. Because I believe in my thoughts. I believe in my visions. I believe in my dreams. I believe in things that I hear and that I see in my third eye. And the approval rating for that thus far is pretty fucking high. Pay attention to the things around you. Pay attention to the people around you and the things that they say. People will tell you everything that you need to know about them within that first conversation. And as of late, it's so funny. I will have conversations with people, and like as of late, people will tell me stuff, and I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag, flag on the play. And then it's like, so you want to exchange numbers? I don't want to invite. I don't need none of that in my life. Because relationships, love, bonds, caring connections is how people drain your energy the quickest. Because love is the most authentic. It's pure. It's one of the purest forms of energy. And they give you nothing in return because they don't know. I want to know what love is. They don't know what love is. And they can't give it to you because they don't know what it is. The only way for someone that has reached a certain level of consciousness in order to be fully satisfied or in order to be fully, quenched, is if the energy that they're receiving back is reciprocal. This is like it's like an offering table where you have a plethora of different options and everything's nice and well presented. And then when you ask them for food, they give you absolute and utter slop. You over there eating at the chum bucket. Anyhow, I am tired. It is 4:56 a.m. So just be prepared for restructuring at this point. Restructuring of how companies work, restructuring how companies lay out their employee packages, their client packages and things like that, because people are no longer accepting mediocre. People are no longer accepting bare minimum. And I hate to say it, but what happened in New York on December 4th has a huge role. That was what's the word when a catalyst? Somewhat of a catalyst. Because all of these people who wanted to be seen, who wanted to be upheld, it's like they know what you look like, but you don't know what they look like. You don't know who holds a vendetta against you. So this is now divide and conquer is no longer, because so many people united on the front behind a person who they saw taking down someone who was harming them. And I lie neutral in this situation. I am neutral, but I see the response. I see the fear now. So they've removed a lot of the higher level people's pictures from the websites and things like that. The fact that those people now have to live with a certain level of fear that they can be gotten to is enough to make changes in this world. Because now that fear is changing hands. So I hear it's 100 of them, it's only one of you. Anywho, I'm tired. Don't let them divide you. Don't let them conquer you. And if you still want to believe in old, antiquated ways of believing that things are supposed to be, congratulations, you played yourself. And you're going to continue playing yourself. Anywho, later, taters.